What's going on, Facebook family? What's going on, YouTube world, Instagram? Guys, we're coming to you live. This is on the go. This is an on the go live. I have to pull over really quick because we have a special guest for you guys tonight. Tonight, we're going to be talking about wealth principles, guys. A lot of times we have these desires, a lot of times we have these goals, but we do not necessarily have the vehicle, and we don't have the navigation on how to accomplish these goals. Guys, I've been bringing you guys some individuals, some individuals who are influential in my life over the past week. And I just thought it would be great to share because I don't know if everybody have heard the term or the phrase, should I say, your network equals your net worth, right? Your network, the individuals that you are around, that you surround yourself with, mostly is going to determine or have a heavy impact on your net worth. Meaning that if you hang around 7 individuals who are, really motivated and go-getters, then 9 times out of 10, that's going to rub off on you. But on the opposite side, if you hang around individuals who are just, pretty much okay with mediocrity, don't really have a lot going on in their lives and don't mind, where they currently are, then you're 9 times out of 10 going to end up being the same exact way, right? So let me see here. If my guests have actually made it on. And go ahead and share the feed, guys, because this is going to be amazing. When I tell you this is going to be a wealth of knowledge, it's going to be a wealth of knowledge. Let's see here. I guess I made it on here. Go ahead and share the feed really quick while we go ahead and get everything set up on the back end here. But like I was stating, guys, in order to reach whatever level of success that you are wanting, you have to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with individuals who have the things that you aspire to be, or at least going in the direction that you aspire to be in. So let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and see if my guests have jumped on. And if you have questions, let me know. Go ahead and type in the chat. If you have any questions, go ahead and type in the chat. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Dallas, Texas here, guys. You know exactly where I'm tuning in from. So go ahead and type that in the chat. What's going on, Mr. Cleveland? How you doing? Let's see here. All right, there we go. Mr. Boston, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, brother. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. You guys are definitely in for a treat. I got my business partner, my brother. This guy is definitely, he has 110% of the information that you want to know. This guy has been involved in the financial world for over, is it 20 years, Boston?
Yeah, it's about that, even though I look like 20 years old.
Yeah. Right. Black don't crack.
That's right. What's going on, brother?
Hey, man, I want to just thank you for taking the time out to jump on here with the Facebook family and the social media family and just pour into them. And tonight I wanted to touch on some wealth principles. A lot of times we can aspire to live this certain type of lifestyle, to these certain type of goals, but sometimes we don't even know where to start. Right? We were talking about how important it is to surround yourself with individuals who have what you aspire to have. So for starters, Boston, give us some history on, what you've been able to accomplish in the financial arena, because that's exactly what we're doing, the industry that we're in.
Well, Josh, first of all, thank you very much for having me. I think it's such an awesome thing when 2 brothers can connect, right? And that are like-minded, right, and that are also seeing so much success. And I think the key to it is first having humility through this journey. So I really want to just thank you very much for allowing me on here to talk to the family. That's an awesome thing. Yes, I think, my success journey started some time ago. It's just that the entrepreneurship, the fire burning in me, and started in New York, Brooklyn, New York. Growing up in Brooklyn, New York, and being a youngster that was growing up in Brownsville, and connecting with individuals who were my friends or family members who may have had a property or two, and they were literally looking for the youngsters to come, just like how when there's snowing, people grab their shovels and they go help out the neighbors and clean the yard, and they get the boys to cave. We were more so the guys who were going around and helping with the garbage in people's yard, or family members who may have a door broken and they want us to stop in and see if we can fix it, put it back in the hinges and things like that, right? So that journey started right there for me, like going and help with friends and family in Bedford-Stuyvesant, and helping with properties. And being that we were doing that, we ran into a few gentlemen that were actually in the neighborhood looking to purchase properties, and that's what they did. And these guys were Israelis, and when they met us, they just said, "Hey guys, keep your eyes out for people who might be losing their properties, people who might be in duress. If you hear anything, reach out to us, and we will compensate you all beautifully." Just because you guys are able to, refer these people, right? And I want to tell you. We thought about it, and we were like, okay, all right, whatever they say. And they told us the number to say, "Hey guys, so we pay you guys $10,000, and you find a home and we grab it." And you hear it, and Josh, you really don't believe it. You know what I mean? You hear it, and you're like, $10,000, like, okay, whatever, all right. And in that walk, Josh, I came from a West Indian family who everything was about school, everything was about. You need to go to school. You need to get a degree. You need to just be focused on the education, become a lawyer. Everyone in the family always used to say, "You just talk so much, boy. You talk so much. So why don't you?" My mom said, "Go be a barrister at law. Go argue cases. You just talk." You know what I mean? I've learned to embrace that over the years, to say, well, look, it's okay to talk if you're talking the right thing, right? It's okay to talk if you're speaking with wisdom. And that fire, that entrepreneurial fire, Josh, started right there with us helping those people. And then we found a property and we did recommend it to these guys. And lo and behold, Josh, months later, guys held up to their word and brought us to their office, and they paid us. Wow. And then they asked us about finding more. And because they showed us a few ways how to do it. And we did it because they didn't want to go into some areas. Here we are in Bedford-Stuyvesant, and they're like, look, I don't want to really go into those areas, but y'all from these neighborhoods. So, and we use that, where some will say, well, were you exploited? Well, no, it was a matter of, you need to know who can go into some places and who cannot, and use that to go ahead as leverage, because we found the properties, and then they decided, like, look, you guys have a skill for doing this. Let me invite you all up to our office, sit down with you, kind of lay out a plan for you guys. Now, I wasn't going to school for this. This is not what I was going to school for. I wasn't going to school for this, So it started right there, Josh. And I think it's because being West Indian, coming from this family that's so, it's all about, you own, whether it's a hut, you own it. Whatever it is, because West Indian families, they're so adamant about ownership and dedication of school and accomplishments that drive really stuck with me. But what I wanted was bigger than what they wanted for me. Does that make sense?
Oh, 100%. I understand you, and it's kind of interesting that you said that. Now, we're not West Indian, but the whole go to school type thing, that was definitely taught in my household. That's and I kind of was looked at as the oddball.
Absolutely.
I was like, I'm gonna go because you want me to go, but I don't want to go.
But I don't want to go, and I feel you, and I feel you. Josh, and it doesn't only represent just West Indians, but I'm speaking from, when you're growing up in that household, just what you hear. And I think it goes for a lot of us who the families are really strict on schooling and dedication, and you need to stay focused or else. Does that make sense?
Right. Exactly.
Absolutely. And Josh, it's amazing because I think that's really what it was. It was a matter of just that, you know, we just had to stay focused, and you know, it was that drive that led me to start moving in that direction and realize that, well, look, hold on, you know, here I am going to school and they're like, yeah, you study law. But then I realized that, well, okay, no matter what I go and study, in my opinion at that time, was not going to allow me to live the way that I envisioned. You understand?
Wow.
At that time, I watched a lot of television, Josh. And the way that I see what I thought to be wealthy people or rich people, how they live, I didn't figure being an attorney will allow me to live that way. Are you with me?
I'm definitely with you, and it's interesting how you said you started, and that's definitely humble beginnings, guys. Like, if you know this guy, you know, I'm not gonna put his business in the street, but I just never thought that he would be out picking up garbage and helping people. You know, that's how he got into the whole, you know, real estate industry. And I can remember when somebody told me that, oh, you can make, you know, $5,000 and $10,000 and $20,000 in real estate and not buying the property. I'm just like, is this legal? You know, like, are you sure? even to the point, Boston, of going to the title company, right, to get my check. I'm thinking like, okay, I'm gonna put this in my account. I'm gonna get it wired now. Let me see. I'm gonna let it sit just to make sure it's legit.
Right.
So awesome. So that's how you got started in the real estate world.
Yes.
Right. So let's transition, because I know you've been actually behind the scenes from a financial standpoint in real estate as well. Now, how did that transpire?
Well, see, it led into this, right? You know, I don't talk about it much, and the funny thing is that you know, everyone feel that you need to, and I believe the cliche of, or the structure of those that control things, it has always been laid out that you need to go to school to study this to become this. Okay. That was always what everybody was told. And me learning it, being involved in that, it sparked that entrepreneurial journey in me. But what happened is that these guys now brought us up to their office. They start teaching us and showing us pretty much how things work. And then they said, look, there's ways that we can make sure that you guys learn and further your knowledge and education on this, right? And that led to us being able to bring in so much volume, right, with little knowledge, meaning just finding properties, right? Now, what do we call that? Some of us, we say wholesaling, some of us call that bird dogging, you know what I mean? And you're finding this at a volume, Josh. It became where they said, look, you guys, we should open up a branch for you all. We should open up an office for you all. Right. And then you guys can actually bring everything in. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a processor in there. Okay. We're going to have somebody processing the information when you guys bring it. So in that way, they'll be able to send it up to us, and we will do a final process before it goes to underwriting. Right now, in this process, I'm learning. So at that time, now we are starting to do the schooling or the base of information, learning this on the go. Right? On the go, not sitting and learning it.
Like coachable, teachable and coachable. That's what it sounds like to me, Boston.
Yes, absolutely.
Teachable and coachable.
Teachable and coachable, right? And that's what I realized we must always be, Josh, in this space. And I'm being honest with you. It led to me learning that, and then moving into the space of saying, okay, now I want to, since I'm doing this, I want to take it further. Because we're dealing with the processing, but I want to understand how is the loans being done? How is the loans being done? So then I decided, I said, look, I want to become a loan officer. So how can I become a loan officer? And this is years ago, guys. This is years ago, right? I might tell you my young age if I tell you how long ago it was, right? but we're talking the Trade King. We're talking, late 90s, and things of that nature. And so I dived into the area of trying to learn about loans. So it started to, I connected with another organization that they started to teach me how the loan process worked, right? And we're not talking from the standpoint of, there were certain types of people who were real estate agents and brokers, but we're talking young brown-skinned men who became bankers, okay? And that was unheard of. It wasn't many. Okay. And so, but I got to learn the loan process. I got to learn the processing. I get to learn as from a junior loan officer status of how to actually take the application. All right. To then what happens as the next step. So it excelled me in the process of learning these things to becoming a senior loan officer. Okay. And so I wanted to get the nitty-gritty to know what was being done. Does that make sense, Trey King? So
right, I'm following you. So you wanted to learn all the dynamics of what was involved in as concern.
That's right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now that you moved around in the real estate arena, right? Because you and I met a few years back, and it being involved in the financial realm they're in, and you were already at a significant level of success. Now, I always like to ask people when I'm talking to them and interviewing, like, what was it about this financial realm that sparked your interest, right? Because you had already, hit your level of success. You were already successful. Right? I'm pretty sure you had knocked off and checked off a lot of things on that dream board, right? So what was it about what we're doing now that still piqued your interest, someone of your caliber?
Well, the thing is moving from a loan officer to then getting in a space of mortgage broking, brokering, being a mortgage broker, and then partnering up along the way with relationships that we end up becoming lenders. When you start lending and lending at a large capacity, what happens is that then if we're housing capital, then a lot of the times if you're doing commercial loans and things of that nature, then depending on who you are or who you're affiliated with, then those loans are now traded also on the stock market, right? They're called CMO paper. At that time, CMO, which is commercial mortgage obligation, is being traded. So I had a few guys working for me, and I like to say with me as junior loan officers. Right. Who also these guys were managing awesome stock portfolio. They were managing portfolio, and one of my loan officers said, "Boston, you really need to dive in a little bit more over here and really take a look at this since we're already operating at this level." And it really didn't pique my interest right away. But because we got into that space of dealing with the partnership and those that are, executives towards the warehousing and things of that nature, what happened is that I got a whiff of what was happening in the stock market at that time, and when I got a whiff of what was happening, that's when I got a chance to now learn that there was more than one market, right? I thought, oh, it's just the stock market. We all hear the stock market. Yeah, that's what it is. But then, I found out, Trey King, that wasn't just it. You know what I mean? That was just, really the beginning of it, because, then you got all these other buildings, and around the corner was these towers that the real boys I consider now to be we're operating in, right? Yeah. The stock market. Then I found out that the stock market moves. Then you have options, okay? And I'm like, okay, you have stocks, then you have options, but then options are operated now. You have another market, the futures market, right? Where futures is dealing with contracts. So I'm hearing about these markets, right? Then I heard about the foreign exchange market, and what piqued my interest really, Trey King, because at that time I was hearing $4.8 to $5 trillion a day going through the market. That blew my mind. It blew my mind.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, per day.
Can you see it? Can you see how that would make someone say, "Hold on a minute, 4.8 to 5 trillion going through the market a day? Like what?
Right.
Like really?
A piece.
And you know what? When they say curiosity kills the cat, I was more curious on the concept of, here is it, we're constantly talking about these deficits that we're dealing with in our country. And so I was just like, 4.8, 5 trillion a day. So the curiosity led for me having to learn. And that's the thing about me. I don't really like opening my mouth And that's when I said, my mom said, oh, you talk a lot, you talk a lot. And I realized that I only talk if it makes sense. Does that make sense to you?
Right.
Are you able to hear me,
Right.
Trey?
Exactly. You want to be educated on what you're saying. Oh,
Good.
yeah. Most
So
definitely.
I dived in.
Most definitely.
I dived in to learn. I dived in to obtain the information. I wanted to know what the markets was about, what really happens in these markets, and who are mostly benefiting in these markets, who are the players in the market, the big boys, the little boys, who are all playing in the market. And I wanted to get the knowledge, and the knowledge was costly. It cost a lot of money. The knowledge, you know what I mean, the information, because
say that again. Say that again. That it costs a lot of money to learn this, right?
A lot of money.
I want to make sure the viewers are understanding and are catching the nuggets that you're dropping. So at the time that you were exposed to the Forex industry, it was costly.
Oh my gosh.
Can you give me like a range if we can? I don't think we get in trouble for a range,
let me be honest with you all. We all go to college. And while we're going to college, our goal is that we will read for this degree, study for this degree, whether it be a BA, a BS, master's, whatever year. We know we put a time span on those years to accomplish it, because we're not really making money what we're studying for in that space until we're done. And most of us, right, don't really even get the job in the space that we studied for, right? But then we left for those 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, whatever it is, right? We left with this large tuition and these loans that we're paying. Well, giving you a range, Trey King, you know, it costs me and it costs other guys that I know a lot more. I thought I considered myself lucky, but lucky anything about upwards about 70K, you know. Upwards in that area, King. That was the range for the information, the knowledge, go and acquire the necessary certifications or whatever. But it's the information, getting the information, because a license may not even be costly, but the information getting to it. Okay.
Yeah.
So it costs, and I'll be honest with you. The reason why, you know, New Yorkers, we have this thing in us. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to make a lot of money. And I want everybody to get this. I was thinking $5 trillion a day, Trey King. $5 trillion a day. So I'm thinking, what is 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20? What is it to that? You know what I mean? So that's how I was thinking. I wanted the knowledge. You
see the value.
Absolutely.
You seen the value.
Yeah, I seen the value.
So okay, so you were paying upwards of about 70K, but you already knew that it was a little shy of $5 trillion a day moving through that market that you were learning. So if we look at those two together, by you seeing the value of that, and what I'm trying to break down and for the viewers to understand that you have to invest in yourself, invest in the education. That's why I wanted you to say that again. And someone that's already successful in this financial arena, seen enough with the platform that we're involved in. Now, I hate to make comparison, but as far as the learning structure and how you learn, and you went through the academy that we have with this financial arena, do you think it's a little bit more easy to break down and to bite and to eat with this knowledge? You're learning.
To be honest with you, Trey King, what I'm in front of now, what I and you and many others that we know have access to, we are so blessed to have it. I'll be open and honest with you, because the system is so much easier to navigate, to learn. It's set up in such a way that, guys, you don't have to be a mathematician. You don't need rulers to draw things. You don't got to put down and put it from a trajectory of the point here and create the harmonic pattern and understand what a parabolic is. And we don't even need to go into all of that. You might sit here and say, well, boss, you're talking a different language. Okay. But
Right.
Trey King, you got me? Are you with me?
Most definitely. Because I was scared when I first opened up and seen those charts. I was like, Dr. Joe, I don't know about this. I'm sure it's doing.
Because Trey King, it looked like, a lot of people, I heard people said, man, it's looked like an EKG when you start looking at these charts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think I thought that too. I thought that then, but because I felt like, okay, well, we're mortgage lenders, we're making money. I need to learn about this because where we were warehousing a certain dollar amount, I was like, this is a joke compared to, oh my gosh, all this is going through. I need to know, how can we situate ourselves or position ourselves in this, right? And what I didn't realize is that the information I was gathering was going to be so useful for me starting 3 years later, because this was 2000. And by then I'm gathering this information, but things kicked off for me in that space in 2003. Okay. And I didn't realize it would be beneficial to the level that it has become, because, I got into the space, got the knowledge, started doing some things in the space, and it led me Trey King, to the digital market in 2010. It led me to Bitcoin in 2010. Okay. And I took, I would say, an absence from Forex to literally learn about the crypto market and really connect with those that myself and two other partners were connecting with at that time, so that I can dive in and learn about it. And when I got into that space, a lot of people who already had relationships with me thought I was crazy. They said, I don't know what you're doing. Why are you getting involved? It doesn't make sense. This is not going to do this. But guess what? I decided that, look, I know who I am, and most importantly, I know whose I am. See, my final decision is always made from the creator above. That's how I live my life. Okay. I live my life knowing that I may feel it. If the creator says it's not going to work, I back away from it. Okay. But if I get that nudge, Trey King, if I get that nudge that, look, you need to go full speed ahead, in which I did, we went full speed ahead. We did a very smart thing. We did a very, it was a really powerful move. And at that point, we were invested in Bitcoin at a reasonable dollar amount. That's all I will say right now. Reasonable.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Above, in front of you, right?
Man. It was an awesome thing. I got to tell you this. It was an awesome decision making, and it allowed us to do a lot of things in that space, and it has led me right back now into this vehicle that we have here. And I'm so excited about our academy, because now Trey King, it's not about me or it's not about you. See, what I love about this is that we're able to serve the masses. That's what I love about this. You got me?
That's right.
So
That's right.
So
That's right.
To answer your question overall is, why did I really get into this space, guys? It's because it allows me to serve. See, making money, ladies and gentlemen, is really easy. See, a lot of you might hear this and say, what are you talking about? Why is making money easy? What do you mean? How is making money easy? Well, here you look in the Trey King, who's in real estate as well, right? And he's in a lot of other things, right? But guess what? He came from a faith-based background, faith-based. So when I say making money is easy, making money is easy this way. Let me just make sure you understand. Trey King, I gotta break it down to them. Can I get the
break it down for him, bro. Break it down.
Okay. Now
yes, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to understand something, right? We have hierarchy over all things. I don't think some of y'all really get it. Maybe some of y'all just don't understand or truly believe, right? The way I live my life and the way that I see Trey King live his life, right? There's a belief system that we go by. We know that there is a creator. And I believe through the knowledge I have, the studies that I've done, that since I'm created in the image and that I was given dominion over all things, right? He was the one who created this cash that we float around. He wasn't the one. We created it.
Talk about it.
So if I was given dominion overall things, why am I having a problem with acquiring capital? Why am I having a problem with getting money? All I have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is tap into the source. See, somebody, it's funny, my wife laughed one day years ago when I looked up and I said, money, come. And she was like, hold on, what did you just do? I looked up and I said, money, come. And she was like, really? And you know what that meant, ladies and gentlemen? It meant that you must first have the belief. See, it starts here, okay? And Trey King, what I look at it is that you conceive things first. You conceive things first, right? So if you've conceived it, you have to believe what you've conceived, okay? You have to believe what you've conceived. And if you believe what you've conceived, then if your belief is so powerful, then you create an action to your belief. You understand? Then you create an action. And when you create that action, Trey King, action allows movement. That's what action is. It's movement. Okay. So for my people out here who are saying, but I believe and it don't happen to me. Here's what your problem is. You have conditional faith. You have conditional faith.
Wow.
Okay? You can't have it. You can't have it. You know, Trey King, and listen, you can't say that I believe, but you're sitting still. You can't sit still. You believe, but you're sitting still. I got this. I pray every day. No, you pray every day and do what? Sit still? It ain't coming, people. It ain't coming. It's not coming.
Wow.
So Trey King, that's really why it was so easy for me to come here, because I can lock arms and serve with people. If you conceive it, you believe it. If you believe it, you create an action. If you create an action, what you've conceived, believe, you will achieve. Right? What you conceive, believe, you will achieve. But there's an action that must happen in that. Are you with me? Look, listen, Trey King, I didn't mean to take you off on that, but you know, I had to just, I need everyone to understand that you don't just see Trey King making money. You know, you don't just see us making money. This is not the money thing. It's not about the money. It's about the serving. The money comes if you serve. Okay.
So and that's good. That leads me right to my next topic, because you have a heart to serve, guys. In the arena, I say it time and time again, you know, individuals do not have to be out here, you know, just sharing it with others in order for them to make money and create income. So you have this young man who has taken time out to jump on a live and to school and to just drop some jewels on the live and on the individuals that are actually watching. Guys, with what we have here in our hands, and I got to ask the question, what if someone is saying, I don't know if this is for me? What if they're saying that I'm not sure if this is legitimate? What if they're saying I don't have the time? What would you say to that?
Oh, man. Yeah, I love that. That's such an awesome question that you ask. I love when people say all those things, right? Because I'm that guy that when you're taking a test, a multiple choice, if it all makes sense, I'm D all the above, right? I'm D all the above. So ladies and gentlemen, first of all, you got to start asking yourself, what is your concept of time? What is your concept of time? How busy do you really think you are? Ask yourself that. All right. Here is it. How busy do you really think you are? Are you busy being busy, or are you busy being productive? Okay. Right? Y'all hear me? Are you busy being busy, or are you being busy being productive? Now, I need you to understand this. Everyone have kids, wife, husband, for the most part. When people said they got the beautiful home and wife and kids and husband, everyone can tell me that, I'm busy 12 hours a day. All right. But ladies and gentlemen, the company that you're working for, your 401k, ladies and gentlemen, there's people like myself managing your portfolio, because I'm in this space right now. I'm managing your portfolio. So how about you stop trading your time for dollars? Or how about you realize that you're not too busy to make a change? How about you realize that, look, there's 24 hours in a day. We all have the same 24. It's how you manage your time. You're too busy? Well, ask me, who may be running several companies. Ask me how busy I am. Ask me. Because when you start saying how busy you are, see, here's how I look at this when people tell me they're busy. We make time for what we deem as important, Trade King. Don't you agree? We make time.
I definitely agree. You hit the nail on the head.
We make time. So I want you all to understand this. The market is a 24 hours a day market, 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. You're dealing with digital currency. It's 7 days a week. So guess what? Doesn't matter how busy you are. You can come home at 9 in the evening. You can say you wanted to unwind for the next 3 hours, right? So you unwind an hour out of that 3 after you see the babies, give the wife and whatever. And you can say, look, we're gonna go ahead and check up on these charts or look at what's happening in the group and with the team that I'm a part of. And I can literally see what they have laid out for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, during your busy schedule of the day, you do slow up to have lunch because the body needs fuel or you'll keel over and die at some point, right? So when you stop that lunch, that 30 minutes, a 1 hour, 15 minute, you can look at your phone. You don't need a laptop or a desktop. We don't sit there in front of that all day. We use these things right here. Get used to it. This is what we use, guys. This is what we use anywhere in the world. So you want to put yourself in a position that, look, all right, I got an hour on lunch. I can check in with the team and see what's happening in the group, see what's happening on the app while you're doing some trade setup. So ladies and gentlemen, 2 hours out of 24 hours, if you can make that, to 1, add another stream of income, 2, do something that will fuel your passion, 3, do something that will replace your current income and put you in a position to create generational wealth. When you start asking yourself some question, am I busy being busy or am I busy being productive?
Wow. Guys, you heard it first. You heard it firsthand from a guy that has several businesses, and I knew I had to sneak that question in before we end this live because I hear it so much, and I'm like, you have no idea the individual that I know that they have multiple things going on. They have families themselves, and the businesses and stuff that we're still operating currently. With what we're doing, and that's what I just got from what you said. They didn't want it bad enough, Mr. Boston. They didn't want the change bad enough to make the time. So I know. I got you here. Go ahead.
No, and I agree with you. I agree when you said that they didn't want it bad enough, Trade King. And I think what people got to understand, some of the wealth principles is one of them is. You got to get deeply motivated. That's one of the wealth principles that you need to have. And I know that, we may not have the time to go in and dive into to the depth of each, right?
But give them a summary. Give them a summary, Boston, some last words. Give them a summary, a little list that they can take from this live to take home and apply it.
Well, like I said, 1, get deeply motivated. That's number 1. Guys, get deeply motivated, right? Okay. Number two, give more value than you take. Write that down if y'all writing. Give more value than you take. Get deeply motivated. Number 2, give more value than you take. Number 3, right? Number 3, live with 100% integrity. These are wealth principles. Live with 100% integrity. Okay, I want y'all to understand this. Number 4, be courageous. This is why he's talking about you're over talking, I don't have time and I don't know. Be courageous. Jump. Okay? You got to jump. And ladies and gentlemen, if I took you all the way up to the mountain and I jump off on my parachute, listen to me. I can't push you over because you would have learned nothing. You got to jump. And there's something amazing happen when you jump. Your wings open when you try to jump. So be courageous, right? That's number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, be courageous. And number 5, be disciplined. You got to be disciplined when you're talking about wealth principles and how you want to apply yourself. And if you all want to make changes, you got to be disciplined, ladies and gentlemen. You have to be, okay? You have to be disciplined, right? One of the things that you want to do, number 6, is avoid conspicuous consumptions. Avoid conspicuous consumptions. Now, I'm not going to dive into the meaning of some of these things on this particular live, right?
All night.
You know, and I'll give them last one, Trey King. Build a supportive environment. Build a supportive environment.
Supportive environment.
Okay, so the family around you right now, who's going to say you crazy? Because some of y'all who might be watching now, some of y'all know Boston.
Yeah.
And some of y'all have a lot of things to say. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's my uncle. Okay, he wasn't this. Wasn't he asking for money back in this year? Ladies and gentlemen, I was doing all that. I was doing all that. But now you know what I'm asking for? I'm asking the universe. I'm asking the creator to bring that G6. That's what I'm asking for. So that I can serve more. So that I can serve more. So that I can serve more. It ain't about me. So that I can serve more. You know, I'm just the vessel that will be blessed along the way. But service, ladies and gentlemen. So this is what Trade King is doing. So you want to lock arms with us. You want to lock arms and serve with us. You want to be a part of our academy. You want to connect with Trade King. You want to connect and be a part of this academy because the movement is so big. Ladies and gentlemen, we have over 300,000 people in the academy worldwide. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in over 120 countries. We have literally put over 100 plus educators in place to assist you in this digital space. So here's what you want to say to yourself. All of that murmuring that you were doing, and some of you talking about, I'm old school. Well, y'all all know what happened to the dinosaurs, right? Y'all all know what happened to the dinosaurs. So you better get up on game, because for all those who didn't get up on game, Amazon came. And a whole lot of people got on. Okay? Y'all hear me? So guess what? Get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. Get with us. Lock arms and serve with us. We want Trade King, and I really want them to get this movement that we're on right now. We are trying to empower another million individuals. And I want y'all to understand why we're trying to empower another million. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an economical movement that we're on. Okay? It's an economical movement. We see what's happening in the world, not only in America, we see what's happening in the world. So guess what? If you want to be a solutionist, you got to be an actioneer. And in order to be an actioneer, you got to put yourself and align yourself with people who can put you in the right vehicle. And what is the right vehicle? If we acquire the financial power, ladies and gentlemen, collectively, we will develop the respect, right? Because money, power, respect. When you hear that say it's the key to life, that's the song. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you, if collectively, everybody that's doing what they're doing out here every evening, having their hands up and say all lives matter, ladies and gentlemen, imagine if there were 5 million millionaires or multimillionaires doing that movement.
Money talk.
Can you understand how we can change environments? Can you understand how we can shift government? Can you understand how we can do some things that you all have been hoping that you see done, but you will participate in it and be alive to do it? So you want to lock arms and serve with Josh King. You want to lock arms and serve with me. Y'all want to get back to us. I am us. I am us. Get friendly with your message. Don't be a dinosaur. You can do it. You talk to people all day. Guess what? We do two things, guys. We gossip and we gossip. That's what we do. We gossip and we gossip. So choose your gossip. Choose your gossip.
So gossip that's going to put some money in your pocket, right?
Thank you. Absolutely. Choose your gossip. So you know what? Gentlemen, be smart about it. Be smart about it. If you think that you're about to go pray, just go to Ecclesiastes 11 and it tells you, invest in foreign trade. Just cast your net out. Invest in 7. Why not 8 streams of income? Ladies and gentlemen, you can go break it down from the KJV to the NIV and look at the GNT and see the different breakdown in the versions. And ladies and gentlemen, it did create it. Josh King and Boston, we only participating in it. Y'all feel me? So Trey King, I'm excited, brother. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
It's an awesome call, brother.
No problem, man. I appreciate all the knowledge, and I know individuals have definitely got a wealth of knowledge from this interview, and I appreciate you, brother. And there's going to be many, many more to come. I appreciate you. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Yes, yes. I love y'all,
Together.
man. Great thing. Let's keep crushing it, brother. You know what I mean? I can't wait for us to connect again. Let's go ahead and just help
Yes,
as
sir.
many people who want to lock arms with us, man. I'm just excited. Say hello to your awesome bride and your beautiful daughter. Just tell them a lot of love. I know they trading it up over there. Let's keep crushing it, brother.
Yeah, you know it.
All right.
All right. All right. Say hello to the family for me as well.
All right. Thanks, brother.
Okay. Peace.